Hey everyone, the Game Piece here, and welcome to the next video in the competitive series of TEMTEM, where I'll be going in depth in the different types of TEMTEM that you should consider using, what moves to use, what TV builds to use, and in general, just give you a good analysis of the various TEMTEM in the game. Today we're going to be taking a close look at the TEMTEM called Kinu. So let's get into it, everyone. Kinu is a nature and mental type TEMTEM that can be found in the giant banyan after clearing the story segment there with a 5% spawn rate. This TEMTEM is going to be great at dealing with earth, melee, nature, neutral, and water types, but it's going to have a tough time dealing with crystal, digital, fire, and toxic types. Kinu has access to two traits, one being Protector, which will heal the TEMTEM anytime your partner TEMTEMs takes damage, it'll heal for 10%, and Benefactor, which when sent out onto the field, the partner TEMTEM will increase its defense and special defense by 1 stage. So it really depends on what kind of build you want to go for or what team comp you have, but by far and away I think the most beneficial trait to use is Protector. Having an automatic defense boost for both of those stats from the get-go is going to be incredibly beneficial for you if you want to start setting up on a sweeper right away, or really just manage your stamina or manage your health on your other TEMTEM. Kinu has fairly decent all-around stats, but it excels the most in its special defense stat with a base of 96, one of the highest in the game, and its special attack and stamina and speed are also all fairly well off at around 70 points each. So this TEMTEM is pretty well rounded. It does, however, lack very highly in the defense department, so if you are going up a very strong physical crystal threat or toxic threat, definitely make sure to play with caution. So right from the beginning here, I'm going to make a statement, and on the grand tier list, I'm going to be placing Kinu on the S tier. Now, I'm going to get into the reasoning for this. This is the first S tier TEMTEM that we're going to be covering, and like I said, I'm going to get into the reasoning why I chose this spot. Kinu is largely considered to be the best supporting TEMTEM in the game, and what I mean by that is Kinu allows you to buff your team up to great lengths and allows you to avoid damage and heal off damage and basically act as a cleric of the team, which will be beneficial as far as buffing up your other TEMTEMs go and sweeping with them. Kinu is definitely a core member to have on the team for support, and let me get into the moves that help Kinu attribute this cleric status. The first move that I want to go over is called Revitalize. Now, Revitalize is a nature type move that costs 15 stamina to use with a normal priority in 1 hole. Revitalize is super special because you can use it to target any TEMTEM on the field, including yourself or your partner TEMTEM, and the target does recover 25% HP. This is going to be super beneficial if you have any sort of sweepers that are taking heavy damage that you want to heal up so they can continue sweeping without having to worry about their HP. And leading into something else that will benefit sweepers is a move called Stonewall. Now, Stonewall is a technique course that you can find in the prison in the Windward Fort, but if you use Stonewall, you can use this on any TEMTEM on the field, including yourself. It will increase the defense and special defense of that TEMTEM by 1 stage. Another move that Kinu has access to help the sweepers is Turbo Choreography. Now, Turbo Choreography boosts the speed stage of the TEMTEM targeted by 1. However, if that TEMTEM is a wind type, it will activate the synergy and you will actually get 2 speed stage boosts. So this is really good to use for any wind type sweeper that you want to bring out on the field and start gaining a big speed boost with. There's a few other notable moves that I want to go over. The first one is called Gaia, which costs 15 stamina with a 3 hold, but this move is super special and critical, I would say, to Kinu, which is absolutely invaluable for Kinu as a support TEMTEM with high costing stamina moves such as Stonewall and Turbo Choreography. This is going to make it so you don't have to invest any TVs in stamina and be able to just not worry about stamina at all, essentially. The other moves that I want to bring up are Sacrifice and Lullaby. Now, Sacrifice is a very high priority move that will basically KO your Kinu and give the TEMTEM that you're partnered with on the field a defense and special defense buff, and it's going to raise those by 2 stages. So that if you didn't have any defense or special defense buffs already, it would essentially be doubling your defense of the TEMTEM that you are partnered with. And the other move is Lullaby, and Lullaby is a 2-hold move, but if you use it, you can put the opposing team to sleep for 2 turns, which is super beneficial. So as you can see, just from the moves that Kinu can learn alone, it's absolutely meant to be built as a support Temtem. However, it does have decent special attack and access to Beta Burst, which with stab will be 150 damage going out into the opposing Temtem. So this is going to be pretty good if you have any melee threats that come in for you, or any neutral type threats that come in that you want to handle with and you don't have another option to do so. So now that you know the overall role that Kinu is supposed to fulfill and what types of moves and how it's built, we might be wondering what Temtem you should be pairing it up with. Well, I have two pretty great options for you. The first one is going to be Ahir. Now, Ahir is a fire and crystal type Temtem who you should be familiar with if you have completed the story, but Ahir does have some of the highest base defense and special defenses in the entire game, meaning if you send out Kinu with that protector trait, you're going to automatically get a free defense and special defense boost, and you can further increase that with the Stonewall move, and you can basically just sit there and boost your Ahir, heal it up with Revitalize, and Ahir has a move called Heat Up, which will allow it to boost its attack by 2 stages. So Ahir can pretty much just sit there and boost its attack and pretty much sweep away by tanking the majority of hits in the game. There's not a whole lot that is capable of taking out Ahir super well except for Earth type moves, but there's really not a whole lot of those in the game this far. And the second Temtem that I want to mention that you can pair up with Kinu is Tuvine. Now, I haven't really seen Tuvine be used super competitively just yet, but I do think that Tuvine is really underrated. Tuvine has incredible defense stat and a pretty solid attack stat to boost. I think that a very good strategy to use with Kinu is to bring out Tuvine and Kinu, raise its defenses with that protector trait, and you can raise it anymore with the Stonewall, but I think really what works best for Tuvine is the turbo choreography, and it has the wind typing on it, so you're going to get that synergy and you're going to be able to boost its speed by 2, and that's only with 1 boost, so you can keep firing those off. You can use your Lullaby to put the opposing team to sleep and keep sweeping, and you can pretty much just tank hits with Tuvine being the defensive wall and Kinu taking the special attack hits, but you're gonna have to play around with this a little bit. Alright, so now I'm going to go over a couple of movesets that I've come up with for Kinu that should really help you out if you're struggling to come up with a moveset that will work for you. So the first one here is Kinu with the protector trait, of course. Send it out, get that defense and special defense boost. But this Kinu is going to have speed and HP invested in it, 500 points in HP and 500 in speed. And the reasoning for that is to outspeed other Kinus who will also try to be boosting their opposing Temtem, and also to be getting that fast sacrifice off at the end. So really what this Kinu wants to do is come out and boost the defenses, fire off a Beta Burst if it's able to onto an effective Tem, and then really you can set up and you can either heal your partner Temtem if they tried to go for a boost its defenses with Stonewall, and if you get low, you do have the option of just sacrificing and bringing in a possible revenge sweeper or a revenge Temtem that can come in and take out any threats along with your partner Temtem that should hopefully be boosted up and sweeping. Now, I put the Rock Shield on Kinu just to mitigate 20% of the super effective crystal hits that it takes. This isn't going to do a ton, but it will help mitigate some of that damage, especially with that HP TVs padding it a little bit further. So I would say this is a very good Temtem to use if you're looking to boost the overall defenses of your team. And the second set for Kinu that I want to go over is this one here. So it has Protector, of course, again, and then this one's going to be more so focused on taking hits and then also building up your Temtem's speed. I have 500 TVs invested in the special defense and then 500 invested in the HP, making this Kinu a bit more of a special wall, but also being able to provide the boost necessary for your opposing Temtem. And like I said, Tuvine is a very good partner for this set. So if you boost your Tuvine, you can also go ahead and fire off a Lullaby after you do the turbo choreography in order to secure the sleep on the opposing Temtem that you weren't hoping to knock out with your sweeping Temtems. As you can see here, this Kinu is going to be very beneficial at boosting any wind Temtem to sweep, and also it's going to be very good at healing up your partner Temtem too. Kinu is really just the jack of all trades when it comes to support in Temtem in early access right now. This Temtem can really do it all as far as boosting your defenses and speed stats. And now I'm going to go over some threats that you should absolutely look out for when you're using Kinu. You absolutely must look out for any powerful physical fire type Temtem or any powerful physical crystal type Temtem. And this really means look out for the popular Temtem right now that are crystal type, like Gialis and Balash. Those are two extremely powerful physical crystal type attackers, and then pretty much any physical fire move is going to do pretty significant damage to Kinu. So make sure you have a water type Temtem on your team to counteract this, or even an earth type Temtem in the form of Mudrid. Mudrid is pretty beneficial, teaming up with Kinu as well if you want to cover some of the weaknesses that it has. Now overall, I think that Kinu is definitely one of the best Temtem in the entire game right now. It's so many options of supporting your entire team with heals, defense boosts, speed boosts, and even damage output is pretty respectable. I really think that you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't at least try out Kinu on your team. It's going to do great things for any sweeper that you're trying to set up, I feel like. So as you can see, there's a lot of different Temtem in this game, and a lot of them will end up fulfilling different roles for you. So definitely let me know which one you want me to cover next. I'm really excited about the future of the competitive scene in Temtem, and I want to get as many eyes on the competitive scene and as many people engaged in the competitive scene as possible. So if you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. But if the video did help you out and if you liked it, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more Temtem content and guides like this, and just more Temtem content in the future in general. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.